Of course, the big news today, President Obama offering an Obamacare fix that would let Americans keep their health plans another year. But if you listen closely, a final decision on that is not really in his hands.
So state insurance commissioners still have the power to decide what plans can and can't be sold in their states, but the bottom line is insurers can extend current plans that would otherwise be canceled into 2014, and Americans whose plans have been canceled can choose to re-enroll in the same kind of plan.
Well, some in the insurance industry already shooting down his proposal, saying it will mean chaos in the insurance market and could make premiums soar. Let's bring in two insurance experts, Phil Kerpen, president of the pro-free market group American Commitment, Laura Adams, senior insurance analyst for insurancequotes.com. They're both my guests. Good to see both of you. So Phil, just coming over the wires right now, we have the Organization of U.S. State Insurance Commissioners also putting out a blistering statement about the chaos that could ensue as a result of what the president said today. Do you see chaos?
Well, look, it's interesting. You know, the president today talked about how sometimes you fumble the ball and then you try to pick it up and run with it. Well, they fumbled the ball in this case, if that's what they did, 3.5 years ago when they passed this law and the subsequent grandfathering rule. So the idea that now, at the 11th hour, when all of the plans have been written and everything's been set in place, they're going to sort of call this audible and change the play and say, actually, you can extend all those plans. Of course, there's going to be a lot of chaos as a consequence of that. But I actually think that this action, and I'd like to see it actually made the law, because I'm not sure on what authority the president's doing this, but I'd like to see Congress go ahead and do this, and at least if these plans can be changed and if insurance regulators can scramble, it'd be nice if anyone can keep these plans. Obviously, it's not going to save all those millions of people that are getting cancellations, but if we can do anything to mitigate the damage, I see that as a good thing.
But I don't know, I kind of feel bad for the insurance companies today, Laura. I don't know if you agree with me. They have 32 days now to reprogram their computers, to send out new letters to all these people, to try and figure out what the heck is going on. And by the way, do they actually have the authority until Congress passes it? So where do you fall on this?
Yeah, Gretchen, it is. It's a lot of administrative hassle that these insurance companies are going to have to be sort of reversing between now and the middle of December. We'll probably have a lot of people working through their Thanksgiving holiday to get this work done. And we've seen this over and over. The administration seems to push things until the very last minute.
Yeah, but actually they totally changed their mind on this one. What did you make about it, Phil, that it seemed to me when I was listening to the president that he was kind of tossing the hot potato right on over to the insurance companies? You know, well, it'll be up to them as to whether or not they'll be able to keep your plans. Is that how you heard it?
Yeah, and actually, if you look at the talking points that the White House put out, they said, well, people may still all get their plans canceled, but now they can't blame us. Now they'll have to blame the insurance company or the state regulators for that. And that's a little bit ridiculous after all of these years of these rules being in place at the very last minute, changing the federal rules that everyone else has been complying with and saying, see, it's not our fault anymore. And, you know, I think the bottom line is millions of people are still losing their plans, and they know that the president broke his promise to them. So I don't know how effective they'll be at this attempt to shift blame, but that is what they're trying to do.
And what about the future, Laura? Because what happens when small business plans come up next year? What's going to happen?
Yeah, you know, there's no guarantee that even if a consumer loves the plan that they have right now, that it won't change next year, that the price won't go up, or the coverage may be a little different. So I think the bottom line for consumers is they've got to shop around. They've got to figure out what's best for me. You know, is it a private plan? Is it a plan through the marketplace? And figuring out where can I save money and what's best for my unique situation is going to be paramount for consumers.
Yeah, and it's going to be messy. I can only imagine trying to get through on the phone line or wherever to figure out if you can get your plan back for those 5 million people. Phil, Laura, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.